All right. Hi, everyone. We're kicking off our first panel. I have a very heavy, intelligent panel today, right here, and hopefully, we're going to provide some quality content, but it's up to you to judge, basically, by the end of it. Guys, my name is David. I'm a GP and head of research at Unicorn Factory Ventures. We're early stage VC, investing sector agnostic. So that brings me here because we are looking at the AI projects and investing into them. I have a funny story about Nick, how we looked at the Assisterr and at the very attractive price, we actually skipped the opportunity, and I'm still feel a little bit ashamed about that. But what could you do? That's a part of a job. Anyway, right now we're gonna have a 30 seconds introduction from our panelists, and then guys, I'm gonna give you character opening questions. So don't jump too much ahead. Just 30 seconds about you and what you do.
Okay, I'll start. So my name is Raj. I am the Chief Product Officer at IO.net. IO.net is a decentralized physical infrastructure provider. So we started with our own compute layer. Recently, we have ventured into our own AI infrastructure. And before joining IO, I was working at Binance for close to 4 years. And before that, had a Web2, so Uber and a couple of consulting stints. So yeah, that's broadly about me.
I am Lessio Igor. I'm one of the core developers of ElizaOS, that is the leading framework for creation of agents on the blockchain, and probably also on Web2 soon. I am an AI advisor of multiple teams around and also some VC. My job in Eliza, it was mostly related to the AI, to the engineering part, so the AI engineering parts, so the new local agents, how we use the LLM inside the system, and how we communicate outside and inside from the world.
Hey guys, my name is Michael, co-founder and CEO of Almanak. We go by Neon on Twitter. So in Almanak, we build agents that make money. We have a very pragmatic approach to it. We basically utilizing agents in the things they do the best, which is coding fast and analyzing data fast. And we build them on an infrastructure that mimics the traditional trading hedge fund-like experience. So people are comfortable deploying billions of dollars into the infrastructure.
So my name is Nick. I'm co-founder at Assisterr AI. We are building a network of specialized agents and models. We started working on this 3 years ago with the idea that a small language model is going to be a big thing, and we were betting that specialized agents and models is going to be much bigger opportunities than general purpose one model that's going to be growing to AGI. Since then, we evolved. We build infrastructure for other people to build and launch agent with us. We have more than 23,000 agents live within our community. We have more than 4 million users at this moment of time, and keep growing, keep working on different spectrum of different interesting topics, from agent orchestration to making them working all together and sharing profits, sharing revenue. Happy to join and have interesting discussion.
Yep. So our next block of questions is I call them character opening or character opening. Nick, so while you're holding the microphone, my question to you is going to be: so Assisterr is putting agents into real world environments. What would be your most interesting observation of how people interact with agents on a daily basis?
It's a little bit tricky because if we're thinking about like something sustainable and working, we might think about agents that somehow automating or fractionalize SaaS businesses. And we start with this one. So we initial use case that we were targeting was developer support automation. We had more than 120 different integrations with different protocols. We have a lot of like thousands, probably users daily who using these agents to automate, accelerate, speed up process of building products, developing smart contracts, deploying dApps, and so on. But if we're talking about some more pop culture or more mass market use cases, I don't think that we actually get there. There is like some interesting stuff, but like it's still not ready for the production. So my bet is right now is basically we're working with 30 startups as a part of Google for Startup, and we're trying to split their SaaS businesses into 5, 6, 10 different agents that can perform some portion of that SaaS businesses. So I think that specialized agents with real utilities that can replace SaaS businesses or be in the next wave of SaaS businesses through agents. That's very interesting direction for us as a company to keep evolving.
Very interesting insight. Thank you very much, Neo. Next one is to you. So first of all, I mean, with that name, you were destined to work with the, yeah, you were chosen to work with the automated systems. Man, you build systems that,
Hello?
yeah, you build systems that they can think, learn, and research like humans. What was your aha moment? And basically, this is the future.
So first of all, we've been always trying to build for billions of dollars. So we talked with so many different entities, trading desks, hedge funds, asset managers, big allocators, overall people with like $100,000 plus in their wallets. And the aha moment was that people will not trust anytime soon AI to manage their assets. Yeah, it has to be verifiable. It has to be end to end. So in order to convince these billions of dollars to trade with AI, we just ask ourselves the question what AI is the best at. And currently AI is the best at it with two things, like analyzing data fast, so basically seeking for opportunities, seeking for data, seeking for alpha, avoiding exploits, avoiding Black Thursday events. Another thing is like coding fast. Yeah, everyone uses, I believe, AI to code fast. And we are just using AI for that, and everything else we just copied from the traditional trading desks. So AI just builds things fast when it comes to trading strategies or the management strategies, analyze market fast, but it builds end-to-end code that people can verify. It's like, yeah, if I'm a trader, I can see, hey, this code is gonna be doing this and that. People can backtest it, people can optimize it, people can like run a simulation. And that was like our, okay, now the guys are comfortable from the big trading firms to deposit into the strategy because they can see the strategy can be backtested, can be verified. It's not gonna do anything funky. Yeah. So for us, it was like the absolutely like, okay, now we can slowly transition from manual trading to AI trading.
So it was more of a practical rather than pragmatical application, which is I can totally agree of by being an investor. I mean, Igor, you next. So first of all, from my personal observation, Eliza and the team behind it have a very strong personal opinion on how agents should operate, and it basically the message could be read across of what you guys spreading into the readers and then people that follow you. What was your kind of a moment when you understood that this is the way that agents should work, and that's how I see it?
So started this time ago, like last year. I joined him like a few months after. Our vision about the agent is that the agent should be okay. The vision of the whole group is that the agent should be autonomous, including not having any ownership. So let them free to actually do something in the network. My personal vision is a little bit different, is constant from this because I come also from Web 2. And so we need ownership in Web 2. We need to have reliable agents that perform tasks. Our magic moment in the group was when we start to let the agent interact with the user without the user know it was an agent. Because now we have computer users, so we don't have to use the bot anymore. So you want to literally interact with me. So sometimes you're gonna chat with me in Telegram. It's not me. It's my agent that take care of my BD. That finally, okay. So yeah, it's one of the use case. The best use case for the moment is this one because the social agent need to help us in the task. There's never gonna be them doing everything. But imagine to have 500 chat open everywhere in your socials, and you need to interact with all these people. You're gonna have at least 3 assistants taking care of it, or you have an agent that take like few seconds to respond to everybody with the content you decide they're gonna go there. So this is the vision is to have an entity that always help the user to do more.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate that. Rush, you're building computing systems that powers up a lot of multi-agent and agent systems. So what brought you here, and when was your fundamental shift of understanding that it's not just theoretical anymore, it's full-on changing how we build applications now?
I think so. At IO, what we started off was we are heavily rely on client feedback. So we try to be less imaginative, I would say, and probably see how our users are using us. So when we initially started by providing compute as a service to people, we saw where most of the clients were coming from. They were actually coming from the AI startups. They were bringing their own models to train. They were creating their own agents on top of us. So we realized there's a natural progression which has to happen. And that is where we launched IO Intelligence about 8 weeks back. This platform, without any marketing spend, reached 500,000 prompts, 4,000 plus users in a matter of 8 weeks. No social media presence, nothing. People just coming in, using it for free. That helps us validate our theory. And when you think about the chat GPTs of the world and all of these places, Anthropic and everyone, very few people now realize that actually behind the scene, it's actually agents who are interacting with each other. Whenever you're querying a ChatGPT model, whenever you're using any of these models for writing code or all of this, actually the Web2 world on the AI side has already subtly moved at an agent level. So that also validated our thesis along with what we were building in house. So we hired a bunch of industry experts, so people who had like AI experience in the Web2 side of the world. We have our own agentic framework built out. We have our agent communications in the pipeline. So we have already made progress on this, and now we are starting to tinker that with our potential clients, like would they want to use it, and that is how we are validating our theory that this is no longer just theory; it's practical.
Thank you very much, guys. Hopefully, we now understand what those beautiful minds are doing and what they're building and how they came to that. So we have a few blocks to go through. Hopefully, we're gonna have enough time. I do believe that for this panel, 45 minutes, it's like meeting Usain Bolt to yeah, it should be hours in my opinion, but that's just opinions, you know. Okay, so the next block is agent intelligence and autonomy, and my first question is going to be to Igor. So, what does Eliza balance local? How do you balance local decision making with the global optimization in multi-agent systems?
So ElizaOS in the version 2 come with a multi-agent system that is totally different from the version 1. We have a common bus. Every agent can speak with every agent. Every agent can coordinate with every agent. We can do end-off. End-off means that one agent can give a task to another agent. Not limited to this. Also, the other agent can end off to another agent too. So when you build what people call swarm, that is a team, we can double, triple, make 4 times the end off, because as soon as you need another entity to help you in the task, you're gonna be able to just communicate with it. And it's important because the more we fragment the task to single micro agent that have one tool only, the better the outcome gonna be, because you almost not gonna have hallucination. Hallucination come when you overcharge your agent of tasks and your agent have too much tools, and you have to choose the action, and that sometimes create troubles. In agent that produce text is not very evident. In agent that do trading is very evident. So our way to handle this is to have a common bus inside. We have a communication basically to anything, because we have plugin basically on stuff I don't even know, because now in version 2 you can host yourself. So we don't even have track of how many plugin there is. And next week I'm gonna release a connector for Eliza that you can use from an MCP or from a Python script or from a Go. So from any framework you use already in your business, because you build something in your business, okay? And you want Eliza, and maybe you want to experiment Eliza before actually integrate with you, you can just drop my connector, and your agent, the one is existing on your system, gonna be able to use all the stack of Eliza out of the box.
Thank you. So, going on the autonomy, my question is going to be to Nick. What level of autonomy do you think is realistic within the enterprise workflows, and how do you think that's going to develop within the next 2 years, 12 months, etc.?
Yeah, like realistically, we see that it's still about AI workflows, not about AI agents. If we're talking about B2B or enterprise level, because like everyone is way too optimistic and saying, you know, a lot of messages about AGI, about agents and so on. But in fact, in most cases, it's like still AI workflows where you still have some human in a loop, which should do something extra mile, extra step with either with data that is inputted or either with some intelligence or like insights that is produced by the specific workflow. So it's like kind of manageable automation. It's not full automation. Over the next 2 years, I'm sure that through like dropping and cutting this task for micro tasks, that's the ultimate way to actually to make these agents more capable to make many decisions autonomously. But that's all software historically, it's about the same. You know, like we call it AI until we understand it fully and then until we start calling it a software, you know. So I think the path that we're passing with AI agents is like kind of maturing software around AI agents, dropping for smaller tasks anything that exists, and after that we will end up with very mature systems that can just interact between each other through different level protocols, maybe MCP, maybe AI agent to agent, maybe something else will appear. I hope also Web3 teams will also contribute to these protocols in some meaningful way in terms of the payment between agents, in terms of the sharing profits between agents. But yeah, basically it's all about just decomposing tasks and creating very smart agents and through the workflows.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was about agent intelligence and autonomy. The next section is system architecture and scalability, which is I'm gonna start talking to Raj. And in your view, what's gonna be the biggest bottleneck in scaling compute, especially when moving from a simulation to a real world environment?
I actually feel anyone who is building right now on Web2 compute, they will have a major scalability issue. And I can validate this by saying, if some of you have seen recently, NVIDIA has started rejecting crypto startups from their NVIDIA Accelerator program. Similar actions have happened on AWS credits and a lot of those places. So if you are a builder today, then if you are looking for compute, Deepin is actually not an alternate, that's your only option. Because how can you scale to a global set of users while ensuring your latency is optimal, while ensuring you have the best performing hardware and everything, if the Web2 side of the compute players are not providing those to you? And when you look at Deepin alternates today, all of them have enterprise-grade functionalities, whether you think about container as a service, Kubernetes, ray clusters, mega array clusters, that help you scale and use whatever you want without paying for the whole machine. And typically, any builder who's new to this field of AI, close to 50 to 60% of the cost will actually be compute. If you're building whether an AI agent, whether a bring your own model, whether an LLM, whatever you're doing in the AI side of things, your 50% plus cost will be compute only. So in that world, I think the practical thing is to use a Deepin alternate. The better the integration, the lesser the latency. There's also ways to train your own model now. So we are working on training as a service at IO as well, where you can even bring your data sets, have an encryption at your site, train your model, expose that model as API into your application, take it wherever you want. And you do not have to care about hosting it. You do not have to care about privacy related stuff, someone infringing on your model and all of that. So I think that's the future which I vision personally. And with agents, I think the only thing that will change is instead of developers, agents should be tapping into Deepin networks. So they will be, let's say, tokenizing themselves, buying compute online, and then using that to sponsor themselves. Like that's the future state, maybe 18 months, 2 years, 10 years, I cannot say that. But I think that's the future which I potentially envision to happen.
Thank you, Raj. And to carry on that question is going to be to any panelist. What do you think are the biggest architectural trade-offs between centralized orchestration and the decentralized workflow environments? And how would you treat a fault tolerance when one of the nodes or agents fail within a thousands of agents environment? And that question could be taken by anyone. So if you have opinion, Neo.
Especially in asset management and trading, I think it will take a while to go to like fully decentralized systems operated by AI. Like there is a zero interest from any big asset managers to give custody on the funds to AI, and I don't think it will change anytime soon. The trade-off is that it will stay centralized for a bit longer. So we need to focus on decentralizing different parts. So probably decentralizing access to intelligence, access to computation, access to data, and things like that. But the custody of the funds, I don't think it's ever going to happen. And since we are on the crypto AI panel, what crypto is the best is asset management. So I think this is the biggest problem to solve, at least for now.
Pragmatically, crypto is good with incentives and ownership. And so we personally, as a platform and as an ecosystem, we focus on decentralizing ownership through the fractionalized ownership and tokenization of agents in the nearest future, but like utility agents, specialized agents instead of social agents or entertainment agents. And second, we have strong marketing component in terms of how you can promote your agents, your work, your DApp that you created with agentic pipelines. And that's where also crypto good. But like decentralizing, specific, like putting everything on chain, I don't think that we technically at that stage in our ecosystem or industry journey to go and put everything on chain. It can be on R&D level. It can be as a test, as hackathons, and there could be a lot of innovation happening. But production ready, consumer ready, we're not there. And if we're talking about enterprises or businesses, they're not ready to be this, like test first comers who are going to be experimenting and risking a lot.
Which real world sectors do you see the biggest productivity increase right now? And if you guys, any of you, can walk us through a specific deployment of what worked, what broke, what you expected that didn't happen within your line of work. So let's start from maybe listing of what do you think the biggest productivity increase in different industries in the real world.
So in this specific moment, the industry that get the biggest advantage of the multi-agent system is press. So all media agencies are using agents since 1 year and a half in Web 2. They use agents to automate tasks, find the news as fast as possible, also check the news because most of the news that come out because are searched inside X probably are not like true. So the fast check. They use this system now, and I think slowly all the sector gonna start to go into it. There are multiple projects that big company I actually embrace, but everybody is still scared a bit because of the hallucination. So since guys, it's not difficult to make an agent, but you need to have, there's a specific way to make an agent that actually work. And a lot of people don't really like to do the homework. So they always gonna pick the easy way. Okay, in the easy way, you're gonna have drift. That is when the agent start to read data that he never saw before. Example, agent is trained in English, you're gonna find Chinese. That's the agent gonna get crazy. You're gonna have hallucination because you overcharged the agent with 1 million tools. Instead, you should have maximum 2 of them. Or maybe when you search, especially media agency, when you search data, the data is too big, even for 1 million token contest window. So the agent failed. So a lot of experiments in this moment are not going through because who is behind it is not doing the homework. If you do the homework, maybe the media agency gonna see a potential and start to adopt it. So the biggest trouble in this moment is in Web3, nobody do the homework, absolutely. In Web2, there is a little bit more of study before because there's more, let's say there is more accountability. There's no unknown guys. So you have no name, surname, and sign with blood with the VC. So I see in the next 18 months this trend from the Web 2 going also in Web 3 because we're going to have agents that are going to fail. We don't want them to fail. We're going to have agents that are going to find alpha. We don't want them to fail. So we're going to go slowly to that.
Raj, can you?
Can I maybe
1 second. I apologize. Neo was trying to tell us about the real world productivity increase for such a long time.
I 100% agree that, of course, like writing. Since we are again on the crypto space, in the crypto space, which like, in my opinion, in crypto, one of the best use cases, asset management, trading, and so on. And it always will be, was, and is right now. What we are seeing is the replacement of financial employees, financial workers. There's like so many different incentives to proceed with that. They're extremely expensive. It's obsolete. They are very regulated. So what we see is that what used to be when it comes to building a trading strategy or automation strategy in finance, it takes months, years. It has to be battle tested by a bunch of engineers, backend engineers, quant developers, risk assessors, compliance officers, at least 5 people. And it, like I said, it took tons of budget, tons of human resources and time. Now, with AI, thanks to like very fast coding, very fast analyzing of data, you can get the same effect by yourself in a matter of hours. So I think right after the media and writing, financial system is going to be disrupted the fastest because the incentives are there and it's already happening. It's like, it's first incentive, cost effective. Second incentive is just simple making money. And I think we're going to see it in the next 2 years. Like I'm positive about it. It's not going to be like fully AI driven, but AI going to be supporting all the back office of what now is being supported by people.
Maybe even earlier. I mean,
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so earlier. Yeah, like.
Raj, can you guide us quickly through of any particular real world deployment and any case that you could guide us through of what's broke, what worked, and what kind of mistakes you've done, and how have you overcame those mistakes?
Sure. So I think one thing which you learned at IO is that before proper agents come about, you will actually have something called as tools agents. So which is an agent specialized in one particular tool. I think anyone who's an engineer in this room will realize following linear tickets is a very big challenge. So we actually automated linear ticket follow-ups on an agent. So that way the agent can prompt the engineer respective that your ticket is due and you have to update this and all of that. You could do this with Slack workflow builders also, but it does not achieve full automation. So similar to linear tickets, you can, in the Web3 side of the world, have coin market cap agent that can give you like at 24-hour window, this market cap, these are the tokens that came up. So you first need to get very good at these individual use cases with agents. Then you start the interaction between these agents to have like aggregate outputs, and then you do personalization on top. So the eventual future of an agent could be literally a decentralized Siri, which is living on your phone, learning from your pattern and your habits and advising you, whether finance, whether relationships, sky is the limit, like a friend sitting in your phone kind of a thing. But the starting point is one particular set of skill, being very good at that, close to human level, and then continuing from there. So that's how I feel. And we have started using things like linear agents. We have started using things like optimization of our storages. Like whenever you have compute sold to a client, if the storage is having any issues, so we get alerts, we fix that. The agent helps us track those. So those are the things which we are doing right now.
Thank you very much. I think that's quite valuable, especially for somebody that's just coming into the space. Guys, we only have 2 sections left. One is on ethics, and one is about your most wild predictions for the next 5-10 years. We touched it a little bit already, but let's start from the ethical and compliance part of it. So when the agents make decisions that have real world consequences, how can you make sure that the compliance and transparency prevail in that case? To anyone, actually.
Can I? Yeah?
Yeah.
So again, one of the most relevant use cases for most of the users would be like money management. So we simply don't give agents full control on it. We just use agents to build verifiable and end-to-end strategy that can be backtested, simulated. It's predictable. People can audit it. AI can audit it. So I think at least for now, that's the only way. Just don't trust, verify. When it comes to regulations and by financial entities, I think it's going to be exactly the same. How the banks are being structured and big entities are being structured. There's still like board members. They also need to see, verify, and so on. I don't think they are going to be managing their assets anytime soon.
I don't think it's my topic.
Raj. Yeah.
I agree with the simulation part of it. I think agents will initially go as a hybrid structure. So the inference will be happening off chain while the activity of the inference, once vetted, will be going on chain. And I think the major thing in compliance, which we have to be very aware of, is poisoning at a prompt level, because agents are at the end like structured at a prompt level, if you think about it. So if like we have bad actors in crypto, like they can drain a wallet or something. So one can actually bad prompt an agent to drain in the same capacity. So we need compliance and checks at that level as well.
I can add. So even if it's not topics that I'm excited about, but like I think regulations and ethical part, it should be just like base layer. You don't like, most likely you don't want to sell anyone something that is pretend to be something instead of being, and not promise something that it can deliver. Because if you are selling something that is 100% precise and you know, like protected, secured, and so on, and it's not, and someone is losing money or something else, that's definitely wrong. But besides that, I think we are on the edge of innovation. So we should prioritize innovation, R&D, experiments, iterations, instead of prioritizing following all the rules, you know, like trying to be compliant among all geographies and so on, because it's just not a way how any startup can operate. That's little input.
So there is a missing part that we don't have now yet for the agents. We have audit for the LLMs. We don't have audit for agents. So we don't know what is the baseline of any agent for a particular branch of work. Know if it's good or bad. We don't know this. We're gonna experiment. So until we don't go, we're gonna have a baseline or audit system for agents for specific tasks. We cannot even think about, say, verifiable things, because if the agent operate the drone and the drone kill the kid, what you're gonna do? You're gonna go in the blockchain and say the drone killed the kid. It's not gonna be something. You need to have something that proactively help you choose the right agent. So we don't have this technology yet. So I truly believe that is the vision that you have is the same I have. Is a technology we have since 2 years. So it's brand new. We're gonna need a little bit more time to actually expand it properly to understand completely how it can be the good part and the bad part of them. We're gonna need somebody to build this audit system that every company can use to say, you know, my agent is better than yours, okay? And when we're gonna have that, then with the baseline, with the tools that we already have for the LLM, we can actually understand, based on the current situation, if the agent is about to do something wrong. But now we don't have it. So even if tomorrow you're gonna castrate your agent with the on-chain system and you're gonna make it stupid, because the more charge you do to the agent, the stupid it become, you're not gonna get anywhere. You need to work before that. So preventing the problem is better than just recording the blockchain the problem.
Gentlemen, first of all, thank you very much. We are done with the more formal part of it. The insights that I received today is like I learned a lot of things just from listening to you today, and I'm glad that I prepared those questions that I prepared. We have a little informal part left, which we're gonna just try to forecast into 5 years ahead of us. What do you think are the most realistic and the most plausible developments, and how that's going to influence our life within 5 to 10 years? This is the section for the dreamers and the science fiction addicts. So if you can surprise us a little bit, I would be happy with that.
I can start. Like I'll start from what I see right now and like how I develop in my thoughts about the market and what is going on. So it's like I think in terms of 10 years, it's like pretty far away. I'm not sure like if all the prediction about AGI will happen in the next 3 or 4 years. Then doesn't make sense talk about 10 years. But like 5 years, I think that the path that we are right now, it's like everyone turning into AI first company. Most of the companies going to be cutting employees, contractors, any human labor as much as possible. They're going to be pretending that they're doing AI automation and being AI first. In fact, they're going to be just cutting all the operational expenses and trying to push everyone to educate new skills, use more AI tools, more use AI agents, because pragmatically it's better for company, for profits purposes. This direction will create a lot of opportunity for people who will lost their job but gonna have professional experience in specific verticals. So if I'm working in specific SaaS vertical and I see that I got cut, I got fired, and I see that company just has maximizing its profit because right now they have, I don't know, 50, 60, 70% less people and like doing a lot of automation, I'm gonna have a lot of ideas about like how I can do some portion of that work of that company with some AI agent. And I think that's gonna be a momentum when we're gonna have a lot of builders with product and business expertise who will start building agents. Because right now, unfortunately, we have some portion of engineers which has very good tech skills, but they don't have understanding of business, domain, like very deeply product experience. And we also have a lot of fanatics who just saying like, hey, we're gonna do everything AI, but like they never build anything in their lives, and that's like not working. So I think that will accelerate adoption of AI agents and AI systems. On a big scale, how they're gonna be cross-operating between each other, I think that we're gonna see several big protocols from Anthropic, like MCP, agent to agent, and anything, something similar. And this protocol is going to be driving a lot of economic value and sharing economic value between all participants. That will also drive even more people to participate in it. And what I personally expect to see as well as a positive sentiment is that we're going to see some integration of Web3 mechanics into AI space by big enterprise players. Because, for example, CEO of Anthropic, he told like, hey, we're going to be doing hyper-personalized ads on through our system, which sounds super weird and super bad, even if someone will told it a couple of years ago. But imagine that they will integrate their incentives, crypto incentives or crypto-style incentives, that, hey, you're going to be hyper-personalized, advertised, but then you're also going to get like, I don't know, 30% or 50% charge back on any revenues that we earn on you. So I think that's also kind of a direction that we're going to see.
Wow. No, I mean, thanks a lot, man. That was very detailed and exactly what I wanted. Neo, please.
So I'm gonna try to be more pragmatic. I think 5 to 10 years is very hard to predict, and also I want to give you guys some alpha when you are taking your positions. So probably most of you probably trading like 1 year, 2 years ahead. So I believe that 80% of jobs gonna be in finance gonna be replaced by AI. For many reasons, I already mentioned it, that people are expensive, there are very obsolete models, engineers, lawyers, business developers, bankers. And yeah, AI is like, in finance, is one of the best use case in asset management. Apart from that, again, we are in the crypto space. I believe crypto gonna be dominated, trading in crypto gonna be dominated by AI-supported asset management. You know, AI doesn't have to ask for permissions in the crypto space. They can just go to an exchange and start trading. And I believe protocols in crypto space are gonna be way more fighting for agentic traffic or AI traffic. Protocols not gonna be built for users. Protocols gonna be built for algorithms, and they're not gonna be bragging about daily active users. They're gonna be bragging about the pie chart of how much of this pie chart share is driven by AI in comparison to normal users, because that's the true efficiency of the protocols.
Thank you very much.
I think in the next 5, 6 years, or maybe less, I think from the 27, we're going to start to have personal agents relay on your device, okay? I don't want to speak about people losing job. I want to speak about the main argument. So you're going to have one agent that is your agent. It's not in the cloud. It's a black box. Nobody can speak with it but you. And this thing going to be able to connect with his website, his agents, my Eliza, his network, and do operation for the user. This is what is going to happen next, because Apple is going to push it to 27 your assistant in the phone, and you're going to have a mass adoption of this technology, and this is going to bring us the rest of the things. So everything going to become an API. So imagine this: the UX is already changed. UX is a chat. Even my mother used the chat. Then she don't look Google anymore. She want an information. She want to have it right away. So she chat with Claude or whatever, and Claude gonna answer to her. This is the new UX. All of us gonna build API style website, let's say, and this black box guy that is your best friend, he's gonna operate in that. So whatever you need, is gonna be available very fast. So for that, you're gonna also have ad, you're gonna have even personalization, but it is gonna be mostly like a personal thing that communicate to the cloud, and 100% sure is gonna be a subscription thing. So even if it's resident on your device, the laptop or whatever, you're gonna be paying a subscription to have this assistance, and it's gonna be unparalleled because it's always with you. It's exactly what you do every day. You speak with me on Telegram, it's gonna be a chat. You speak with your friends or whatever you're gonna do, is gonna be in a chat, or even voice to voice, even if it's more expensive. So my point is, I think from 27, we're gonna start to see something like this, and slowly we're gonna fall inside Web 4, that is a non-browser, and is completely parallel to also the adoption of the Web 3, because agents gonna need money to pay, and it's very difficult to have an API that just use your bank. So you're gonna have the agents gonna use the stable coins to pay stuff for you. They're gonna buy things on Amazon. You're not gonna do anything else of this. You're gonna just have somebody that do it for you. Everybody gonna become.
Lastly, Raj, just quickly, your predictions, and we have to wrap it up.
Yeah. So I think I completely agree with the decentralized serial narrative which will play out. Everyone will have personalized agents sitting on their phone. But I also want to address the job. I feel from being employees, everyone will have the power to be builders. So for people who cannot code, but they have an idea, they can build an application. For people who can code but do not know how to market, they can use the agent to promote them. And that would lead to a lot of new age ideas going into practicality, which is very impossible in today's world without the right resources. I would also say the hidden piece is data. So that data growth will be exponential. Who will sit on that data? Who will evaluate on that data? That will be the next biggest meta. Like it will go literally 100,000x if all of these agents start working on your personal data. So that data will become probably the new oil. That personalized data. Yeah.
Gentlemen, first of all, guys, a round of applause to our panelists today. Thank you very much, everyone, and we have to give it out for the next panel, and appreciate you being here.